This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss, Paulie Howard with you live in downtown Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. Here on a very busy Tuesday afternoon in late November. Among the guests today, RJ Choppy from The Fan in Dallas, talking about the big Turkey Day clash, Cowboys, Chiefs, Paul Stone, college football in 90. Glenn Clark covers the Ravens. What would he put on a percentage for Lamar Jackson's health as we speak, going into this game against the Bengals? And Derek Stevens, owner, CEO. It's been an unbelievable 10-day stretch here in Las Vegas. It continues with all these college basketball games going on across multiple venues. We have Maction coming up in a half an hour. I have a bet on that. We're going to get into.
Yeah, how about it?
Yeah?
Anytime you can go to Amherst, Massachusetts on a Tuesday at 1:30
1:30 Pacific time.
That's right.
You got to be down, right?
Fire it up.
And we'll have early numbers for Week 14 as well. How about this? Props, of course, now on a Tuesday. They are out for the Thanksgiving Day games. The first player I had to look at, obviously, was Joe Burrow. And he is in the 250s with his passing prop, as low as 251.5. I did see a couple of spots a little bit higher than that. That's a pretty big number, Paul. But you look at his career against Baltimore, he's played 9 games. On average, 299.9 yards per game, 21 touchdowns, 5 INTs. He has had outstanding numbers against this Baltimore team. But 251.5, first game back off injury in 2 months.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
They got good news today with Kyle Hamilton. He's at practice and appears to be good to go. So the defense has been great. And you're down Higgins. So you're right about the rust and that bad offensive line and a great nightcap as well. An awesome job by the books to have all this stuff up and the creativity with all the props and the 3 games and most rushing, receiving, all that. The kicking props are unreal. Most yards by a tight end. Anything you can imagine, anything you want is available on the 3 games Thursday. Excellent job.
Do you know how long, by the way, we've had the triple header on Thanksgiving now?
5 years?
2006.
Get out of here. Is it?
I could not believe it when I saw that today.
Is that right? Damn, that is surprising.
Like, how is that even possible?
Yeah.
Because it was always just Dallas and Detroit. That's it. And I'll give you some numbers here. Great numbers from Evan Abrams. Favorites have dominated on Thanksgiving since 2004. 51-9 straight up, 40-20 ATS. In the wild card era since 1990, favorites of 7 points or more are 30-5 straight up and 25-10 ATS. Ravens are right there this week in this division clash. Also, the Chiefs are the only road favorite on the slate on Thursday. Road favorites are 25-1 straight up and 20-6 ATS since 2004. The only loss, 2009, when the Giants lost to the Broncos, 26-6. So you have that going.
That is strong.
And now how about this? The Lions and the Cowboys have not combined to go 2-0 ATS on Thanksgiving since 2001. And they haven't both gone 2-0 straight up and ATS on Thanksgiving since 1994. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I guess we forget how long Detroit was absolutely horrific there. What was it, our entire lifetime pretty much?
Yeah, so bad we wanted them off Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't compete. The dumpster fire.
Now, any thought to that road angle there with the Chiefs been strong, but I will also point this out. We have 2 teams playing on Thursday off overtime games, and the Lions were at home. The Chiefs were at home against the Colts, and now they go and play on the road. Teams on short rest off overtime. When their opponent is not off overtime, 26-48 straight up, 24-47-3 ATS last 20 years, failing to cover the spread by 3.9 points per game. And when the team is on the road, such as the Chiefs, they are 9-28 straight up, 11-25-1 against the spread. Hello.
Mm-hmm. I also think you can fade the Colts, too, because they were on the field for so damn long after what happened Sunday in Kansas City. But Houston well rested. coming off the Thursday nighter as well. Another good angle. But these are tough games as well. And the Survivor, now it gets nuts in Survivor. Congrats for advancing. Almost 300 people had them here, and then a couple people still alive in the Westgate that were on them. I mean, now it gets wild with these 4 games. If there's an upset and how many people will step. I still think there's going to be quite a few people who all along the plan was to use Kansas City because Dallas was so bad defensively, and they figured the Chiefs were a good look there, and now maybe they pivot or they still stick Kansas City on there because they've already used Baltimore, and maybe they already blew Philadelphia.
Yeah. How many teams do you think, well, 82% I think are on the Eagles so far, or remaining?
Have left, yes.
Yeah. So how many teams in the circa pool, 900 people left, how many teams do you think will be used on the combination there for Thursday and Friday?
Someone will use an underdog and step out. It happens
I think
every
so.
single week.
Right. Will all 8 teams be used?
No, I can't see that.
I'm wondering if there's a big group yet that will have a bunch on Philadelphia and they'll take like 1 on Chicago just in case. I'd put the number at 4.5 teams.
Would you use the option with 900 people left?
No, it's too early.
I can't do that.
No.
I'm with you. Yeah.
No.
So there was some bizarre picks. It always happens. The guy on Atlanta last week, good job. He got through. As much as we mocked the guy for taking Dallas, I was listening to Russ and Mike on their podcast, Survivor Sweat. They argue it might have been one of the worst picks in the history of Survivor when the guy used Kansas City on Sunday. I mean, they're a 3-point favorite. You use them there. That's it. And they play 2 holiday games?
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense.
No, I would agree.
But somehow that got through, too. So I like your number. I'd have to go over and go. Even last week, we had 14 different teams used. So someone will step out of maybe a Green Bay, maybe a Dallas again. But it's going to get wild. And then 71%, I believe, have the Chargers available on Sunday.
Yeah, of the 4. Yeah, I think I'm way low on that. I think 4.5 would have to be severely juiced to the over. I think we might get 6-7 teams used between Thursday and Friday. Somebody's taking Green Bay. Somebody's taking Detroit. I'm absolutely convinced somebody's taking Kansas City. They're going to be on Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's 5 right there with Philadelphia. Does anybody take Dallas? Maybe the one team that does not get selected would be Cincinnati, although it would be plenty of people are going to be on Baltimore. That'd be the contrarian take here.
Yeah. And maybe a lot of people are freaked out now. Baltimore hasn't looked good and Burrow's back.
They have not.
Maybe Philly becomes the popular choice.
Can I be like last night's game was so? Oh God, that game sucked to watch. I mean, the Panthers had every chance to have a big lead in the first half.
Yes.
And Purdy just kept turning. I mean, bad passes, by the way.
Oh, man. The quarterback play was atrocious.
Oh.
Number one, how does that contract look, right? Looks horrible. And he's thrown now twice 3 picks and a half going back. Warren Sharp had a great tweet about that. It's the second half in a game you have to have, and it's all dump-offs to McCaffrey because Shanahan's so scared the guy might. You got to have 6 picks in that game. I don't know why he isn't on the same page as Jennings. They had miscommunication all night. Condolences to him, by the way. You'd ever do that to another man. I totally have his back that he went after the.
What's worse, that or getting spit in the face?
I'd rather someone spit in my face than punch me in the nuts. I'll tell you that.
Have you ever been like? Has that ever happened to you, an accident or anything, or playing sports or whatever?
Oh, absolutely. Goalie and a catcher.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got kicked there on accident one time, and man, there's nothing you can do. You're on the ground and you're
terrible.
5-10 minutes of pain. You can't do anything.
Yep.
You're on the ground, just like begging for mercy.
That's a Mike Tomlin line. Take care, whatever you got to do at that point. I mean, you do that to another guy, forget about it.
For sure.
But it's the contract looks horrendous. The fact that it's all dink and dunk. They have the weapons, but Purdy is shaky. I mean, these passes longer than 15 yards. It's ridiculous. And shame on the Atlanta Falcons, who somehow allowed Bryce Young to throw for 400 yards on him in their house in a must-win.
Well, good luck figuring out half the teams in the league.
Sure. The whole thing is Charlie check down with Bryce Young.
Yeah, but also good job, I guess, by Robert Saleh last night.
Yes.
And Young was not helped out by McMillan. I know he had the nice touchdown, but some bad drops there from him.
That's correct, yes.
Did not have a good game, in my opinion, at all. Dowdle had 6 carries in the game.
He's not right.
I would agree.
Got dinged up. He hasn't been the same a couple weeks ago. And I know Saleh did a great job, and it was a good job sending heat and everything, but Joe Buck, calm down. He got a raw deal with the Jets? No, he didn't. He did a bad job. I know everyone struggles with the Jets. They have the longest playoff drought. Carolina right behind them. But don't tell me he should get another whack at it being a head coach.
Well, he's the favorite to take the Tennessee job.
I can't believe that.
Well, and also, but Paul, let's be realistic about it, though. They brought in Aaron Rodgers. He goes down 4 plays into his first season with the team when they had like Super Bowl aspirations, and then he's got to go to Zach Wilson.
Yeah, but also,
nobody could make it work with Zach Wilson.
But he's a defensive guy, and they were so bad defensively. I mean, that's on him, too. That goes back to what we're watching every week in Arizona with Gannon. That shouldn't happen. And
I will say, some guys they are better off being coordinators.
Yeah, true.
There's nothing wrong with that, again.
Norv Turner, great example. So they should make the playoffs. That's a tough game now Sunday. I took under 38 as they go to Cleveland.
Oh, they can lose that game.
That's a tough game. Then you get off by, you beat Tennessee, so you should win 10 games on accident. But they have a ton of weapons. And I wouldn't want to play him in that 2-7 game to start.
Well, and by the way,
3-6.
Is McCaffrey going to have 500 touches this year?
That's the other thing.
He's going to lead. He's right now leading the league in receptions.
When in doubt, just dump it off to him and give him 30 touches a game. You can't go wrong. He's so good. Got to do a better job taking care of the ball. But if you have a quarterback that freaks you out and you don't have any confidence in throwing the ball down the field, just throw the short stuff to McCaffrey.
Yeah, you can tumble me all you want here. I have brought this up earlier in the season. We did the pace that he's on for in the 2025 season. If he leads the league in receptions and has 2,500 yards from scrimmage and, 18 touchdowns, they're a playoff team. Will he get votes for Offensive Player of the Year? Think about that season for a second.
I know.
Oh.
But what these other guys are doing, I know. It was good to see the bromance there with Roger Craig. Roger Craig was a hell of a player.
Oh, he was terrific.
I think
he got very emotional last night.
Yeah, I know. First 1,000 guy. Mm-hmm. But that was great. But the emotion there, and there was Buddy McCaffrey.
Didn't you love the way Roger Craig would run?
Yeah. Knees up. That's right. Get him up.
Up next, we're going to compare Matthew Stafford's numbers to other great /MVP seasons by other quarterbacks in recent years. Plus, Maction starting bottom of the hour. I do have a bet on this game. Tell you what it is coming up next here on VSiN.
If you're serious about football betting, VSiN's got your weekend game plan. Fridays at 7 p.m., it's the Circa Friday Football Invitational. Saturday morning, VSiN's college football tailgate show at 9 a.m., breaking down matchups, props, and big-time bets. Later that night, join the football contest show as the sharpest betting minds give you their picks for Sunday's game. And Sunday at 9 a.m., lock in with Mitch and Paulie on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show. Your final stop before kickoff. Check out the full lineup at VSiN.com and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM Channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
Hi, everybody. Jensen Lewis here, co-host of VSiN By the Books. Tune in tomorrow as Mark Malusis and I will react to the latest edition of the College Football Playoff Rankings. We'll share our NFL Week 13 Survivor leans and, of course, so much more. Also joined, as always, on a Wednesday by our managing editor, Adam Burke, and get best bets from Wes Reynolds. It's VSiN By the Books, Wednesday, 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We do have Tuesday Maction starting coming up in 15 minutes. Bowling Green, a huge favorite against UMass. I do have a bet on this game, so I'll get that out there as we speak. Tip of the cap to CKP22 on X. And he tweeted me last night. You can always tweet us here on the show at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Paulie Howard. UMass has allowed close to 1,200 yards rushing over the past 4 games. Think about that for a second. He said to look at all of Austin Dendy's rushing props in this game. 2 straight 100-yard games on 48 total carries. There's also this from Bowling Green coach Eddie George. Quote, we've got to lean on Dendy right now until we can find some balance offensively, until the quarterback settles in for us. Dendy is kind of our workhorse right now, and we're kind of leaning on him to generate offense and generate first downs and get the offense going. Ethan on X responded by saying, I've been playing against UMass 3 straight weeks by taking opposing running backs' yards, and it is hit every single time. The run D is absolutely atrocious, and they're always trailing by 2+ scores. Should be an easy over here. Gant recently had 153, Wright 86, Bangura 196. They all went over by their line by 40+%. I got in on Dendy at 94.5 last night, and I played 100+ at even money. Ethan said the first number that he noticed was 88.5. It's now 117.5. And some spots have it 120.5.
Yeah, great angle.
So just give him 25 carries, and let's have it by halftime here and have a good one.
Yeah, and you can get creative with the ladders as well. Those are great quotes.
Yep.
The other one, I know Adam Burke up at VSiN.com. The motivation that UMass may have is let's not go 0-12. But I think that ship has sailed. I think they want this season. How many people are going to be at this game? I go over under 400.
I'd say fewer than these college basketball games being played out here in Las Vegas.
A 4:30 local kick on a Tuesday right before Thanksgiving. But Adam Burke also said it's the lowest power-rated team he's ever had since he's been doing this. Bowling Green. Remember, UMass took money a couple weeks ago, and they got routed by Northern Illinois. So 14 and 44.5. And you can ladder him with the rushing yard props. They've only been in 2 games. Bryant. They lost to Bryant.
Right.
That's 1. But I throw that out. They were in the Buffalo game. They lost by 7. Every other game they've been just utterly destroyed and just embarrassed. And even Iowa almost put up 50 on them. So
when a rushing yards prop has moved almost 30 yards, what would be the advice? Probably stay away at this point. However, if you wanted to get involved right now and maybe do the ladders, go like 125+, 150+. He's like 260 to score a touchdown. I don't know. So I know I have a buddy who this morning was laddering all the way up to 150+. So maybe that's something. Good. If you just think that he's going to get like 30 carries here in the spot, to have a little Tuesday action, I wouldn't say it's a terrible idea.
That's good. And then we have movement in the late game. Western Michigan up to 10. It's the win and in angle. Good team, but also they won 7 of 8, but also people know this now. If they win, they make the MAC title game. So they're 10 now on the road against Eastern Michigan. And they are hot and playing good ball. And, if you miss the 7, you can't lay 10. So that thing continues to go up.
All right. Looking at Matthew Stafford's numbers now on the year and comparing him to other quarterbacks who have had unbelievable seasons with their touchdown to INT ratio. He's 30-2 right now. 30 touchdowns, 2 INTs. The year that Aaron Rodgers had in 2020, going to be difficult to top. He had 48 touchdowns and 5 INTs. Like, that's just a sick gap between those two. Lamar Jackson last year had 41-4. How about the Nick Foles year?
Oh, yes.
Nobody ever got credit for that. Nick Foles, Chip Kelly, nobody did. But it happened.
Yeah, damn right.
27 touchdowns, 2 INTs. Rodgers in 2011, 43-6. Lamar's first MVP year in 19, 36-6. Peyton Manning in 2013 with the Broncos, 55-10. Mahomes with the Chiefs in 18, 50 touchdowns, 12 INTs. So JVT and I recorded a Pod to the Futures today. The latest episode, it's going to be out anytime now, wherever you get your podcast. And I asked him if the season, if it was over with, like if this past weekend would have been week 18, what would you make the number on Matthew Stafford to win the MVP? I told JVT I'd make it like minus 5,000 or more. I put up a yes, no.
Yeah.
I'd put up Stafford, yes to win, like minus 5,000. I'd put the no at 20-1, and I would not even move the number, and I'd take as many bets as possible. Because everybody who wanted to bet the yes would lose, or the no would lose on that. Because Stafford would be unanimous, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm surprised he's only $2 right now.
Yep.
So I guess there's a scenario where he goes to Seattle on that Thursday night and struggles. But why won't it continue Sunday against Carolina? And incredible numbers in the 27 to rip touchdown INT ratio that he's on as well. So we also got to see with May how he performs with down some key linemen. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on with that. And why the number isn't higher. McCaffrey, I think, should be higher for comeback, minus 120. And there's wild stuff going on with offensive player of the year, yes, because now it's almost a dead heat after what JSN has done every week. But yesterday, while we were on the air, he was 2-1 to break Megatron's record. Now he's plus 150 at DraftKings. At FanDuel, he's minus 195. Same bet to break the record. 195 plus 150, same bet. And he was 7-1 not that long ago.
Would you still take plus 150?
Boy. I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I would have been, if this was available in Las Vegas, I would have been betting it the entire time.
Just because what he's doing every single game, and they have no answer for him.
I mean, when we've had on multiple Seahawks guests, and they say they're absolutely talking about this, they would love to get him the record, that's kind of a big deal. Mm-hmm. I would have been buying in, absolutely on that weeks ago. He's on pace for 2,029 yards this year. Now, he's got 7 touchdowns. Like, if that number had a 1 in front of it, like if it was double digits, 10, 12 touchdowns already, I think he'd be odds on probably to win Offensive Player of the Year. Taylor has a very difficult schedule coming up for the Colts.
Yeah.
And Steichen did not do him any favors this past weekend. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they abandoned the run late when the game was on the line. So that was a little perplexing to me.
Yeah, and the Garrett money continues. 1,000 now, minus 1,000 Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. If he didn't play another game, he still might win it.
Yeah.
That's how good the guy has been.
Yes.
Maybe not. But I mean, I would say that if he just said, like, I'm going to retire right now, I'm not going to play anymore, it would imagine the case that he would have through 12 games. 12 weeks to win that award still. That's how good that dude has been.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some other serious contenders on that list. I mean, Benito's phenomenal. Anderson and Hunter have been so good for Houston. Everybody up front for the Rams. The Rams now have the number 1 offensive DVOA and the number 1 defensive DVOA in the entire league. And they're barely ahead of Seattle overall. That game in a couple of weeks on a Thursday night that you just referenced. Yeah. And Seattle can easily win that game. They should have got him 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Great. Yes. Let me throw some Thanksgiving Day props at you. But think about the quarterbacks that are playing. And we're not counting Black Friday. It's not part of this. Every team has a passing touchdown. $1.50. Love, Goff, Mahomes, Dak, Burrow, Lamar. $1.50? What? And then look at the totals.
Which quarterback would get you there? I would say Love or Jackson.
Really? I
mean, if somebody's going to...
they couldn't stop Winston. I know we're down on Love, but Winston made it rain out there. The trick plays, the gadget stuff, boom, right down the field to start. Robinson wide open.
Did you notice that play calling, though, the Giants had?
That was creative.
As you just said.
LaFleur doesn't do that.
No, he does not.
I know. Every team to have a field goal plus 105. That's not bad. There's also longest total field goals made, and then you can bet distance of who will have the longest combined distance of all these kickers. It's not Aubrey, it's Butker who's ahead and the chalk with that prop. But when I looked at, I think I got to take the 7-1. Player to have the longest field goal on Thanksgiving. Loop is 7-1. He's only missed 2 kicks the whole season. They both are from 50+. But in what should be a high-scoring game in Dallas, you saw Schottenheimer likes to go for it. Mm-hmm. Maybe he passes on that stuff. A lot of this stuff is random. So there's only 3 games. You're giving me a 7-1 with a guy who hasn't missed between 40 and 49, and you're going to get plenty of chances, it figures, to go up and down the field against the Bengals? I thought 7-1 was a good price on this kid.
What is Aubrey?
Aubrey is chalk plus 220.
Yeah.
But this guy can't make a 46-yard field goal and it holds up? Detroit, Green Bay could be an aerial circus?
We're going to get a 60-yard field goal again on Thursday.
Oh, come on.
It happens almost every week.
Oh, with only 3 games. I think they give you a 7-1 with a guy who's reliable and only missed 2. But those are great markets. The combined field goal made yards, Bucker the chalk, Aubrey's plus 350. But like you said, maybe he puts 255s in his pocket, and it's like, good luck. Not a subscriber yet? Your best chance. Black Friday specials live, $60. Full VSiN Pro access, everything we offer through May 1st. Every best bet, every host, every guest. The betting splits, DK, Cirque, and Bracco. And the AI-powered prop tools, 24/7 video as well. Best offer yet. Don't wait. VSiN.com/subscribe. Get it now.
So just how good are the Cowboys in recent form? We'll kick that around with some best bets for Thursday next.
This Black Friday, VSiN's hooking you up with our biggest deal of the year. Just $60 for full VSiN Pro access through May 1st. That's 6 months of nonstop action from the heart of the NFL season and college bowl games through the Super Bowl, March Mania, the Masters, and the NBA playoffs. Get every VSiN Pro article, betting tool, AI projection, and expert pick, all for just $60. Don't wait. This offer's only for a limited time. Head to VSiN.com/subscribe and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to VSiN.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
God, I can't wait for Thanksgiving. First of all, it's the best holiday the entire calendar year. We can all agree on that, I think, right? All the food, all of the sides, obviously, all the football games. And this slate is as good as I can ever remember. And to talk about the middle game in Dallas, Cowboys and Chiefs, RJ Choppy joins the program now, 105.3 The Fan in Dallas, and he is on the Progressive Guest line. RJ, happy Thanksgiving week. Good to talk to you again. How are you?
Happy Thanksgiving. I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Doing really well here. So if I told you there's so much drama between these two teams right now, obviously there always is with your team, but with the Chiefs, and they have to have seemingly like every one of these games to get into the playoffs down the stretch. If I told you right now that this game was going to set the all-time record for TV ratings in the regular season, would you say, yeah, I can see that happening?
Actually, it's funny. I talked about that this week. I was like, I said this week that this was going to be the highest-rated non-Super Bowl in league history.
Yeah,
I thought it was. This is an unbelievable made-for-TV event because you've got the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, who is obviously the greatest show on turf, and then you got the Cowboys, who have a following that I don't think people really understand the depth of the following until they're actually immersed in it. And then you've got the fact that it's on Thanksgiving. They both come off wins. They're fighting for their playoff lives. It's not like both teams are 10-0. Mm-hmm. Both teams are essentially the same. They're a 500 team fighting for the postseason. Everybody's off work. You really can't get anything better than this. I think we're going to see. We might see 50 million.
I agree.
I think it's nuts how high this game is going to be rated.
Yep, totally agree. You're all over it. So what do you think of this defense now? And I know you talk to Jerry Jones every week. You know, the run defense has been great, and now getting healthy and getting some guys back. Mm-hmm. Do you have enough confidence now that they can slow down Mahomes, and suddenly that schedule is doable the rest of the way?
Well, the Lions don't look as tough as we thought going in. They're still very good. It would not surprise me if they put it together and went on a run. The Chiefs don't look as tough. The Chargers don't look as tough. I mean, this run that we're in right now where, the Cowboys had the Eagles and now they got Kansas City, Detroit, the Chargers. We thought Washington. I mean, we thought this was a murderer's row. And it's not the case. And the Cowboys defense has improved. Look, I'm not going to lose my mind over beating the Raiders. And quite frankly, I'm not going to lose my mind over shutting down Philadelphia in the second half. Philadelphia shuts themselves down an awful lot anyway. Kansas City's offense has not been great. I don't think Kansas City has a win where the other team has scored 21 points this year. So, they haven't had a great offense. Detroit, you shut down Detroit, that'll surprise me. But outside of that, I think the defense obviously has improved. There's no doubt about that. You got 30% turnover on your defense. And then you add Overshone and Logan and then Quinn and Williams. But you also take out Mozzie, so he's not being a black hole anymore, really. I mean, he was a downside for this team. So you add that, you take away Mozzie, it's been a better defense. I think there's a lot of optimism here right now.
I think so. I think current form, the team, I mean, and like you, I don't want to completely get nuts and say, my God, the Raiders game, that was like 90% bad Raiders. They're so awful. I think a lot of teams would do that to them. But having said that, like the point spread for this game, RJ, on Thursday, 3.5, this to me feels like the number from a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, when the Cowboys were in piss poor shape and we didn't know what the Chiefs were going to be like. I would only look at Dallas here in this game. How about you?
I was surprised when this number came out like this. Look, I'm a betting guy. I'm a freak about it, and I wonder if we go back 30, 40 years in the same handicappers, if they're going to make it this number, and if they're not too kind of handcuffed by their algorithms they use or whatever it is to make the odds, because this doesn't make any sense. The Cowboys are a different team the last couple of weeks. The Chiefs they're not a world beater by any stretch. They could have easily lost to Indianapolis. They don't. They did not play well in their previous couple of games, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I was when I saw this, I was like, ooh. My first thought was not, oh, I'll take the Cowboys plus 3.5. It's, ooh, what's the money line? Because I think that's where the value lies.
Okay, so the total's 52.5, and you had a good breakdown on how Dak has struggled against Spags. So what do you think Dallas does to exploit this Kansas City defense, and who gets involved early?
Well, it's not just against Spags. It's the AFC in general. Dak is 35-9 against the NFC East in his career. He's only 20-17 against the AFC as a whole. And there's some bad teams there, right? I mean, that includes Cleveland. That includes the Jets, right? We're talking about some bad teams in the AFC. Raiders, right? So he's only 5-6 against the AFC West. Outdoor games, obviously this is an indoor game at home, but outdoor games he has struggled in. And he is usually beaten up on bad teams, but the Chiefs are a bad football team. This is an interesting number for the line to be that high. Kansas City doesn't score enough. The Cowboys' defense has improved, and the Cowboys don't play great football outside of the NFC and the NFC East. Teams they're not familiar with. So I think 52 is too high.
Okay, so if I knew nothing about this team before the season started, and I watched every single one of their games beginning this year, I would say, my God, George Pickens is clearly their best weapon, and he is one of the best wide receivers in the entire league. He's still priced like lower than CeeDee Lamb in the betting market for his player props. What do you make of that?
I think it's just not caught up yet. You ask anybody around here now, diehard Cowboy fans and the pom waivers of CD fans, they'll be like, George's only getting this because CD is double teamed. Well, look, unless they start flipping it around and George gets double teamed, the same thing is going to happen. George Pickens is going to get his numbers. He has shown that he is a go up and get it football player, and the Cowboys haven't had that since Des Bryant. And I think George reminds me a lot of Plexico Burress, like his body style, the way he moves, his mannerisms just reminds me of Plexico Burress. He's been phenomenal, and I'm very surprised that his numbers are still below what CeeDee Lamb is. Maybe they're just protecting themselves and waiting for CeeDee to have a breakout game. But in 11 games, George Pickens has 4 games of receiving yards over 130. I think CD only has 9 in his whole career, and George has done this in 11 games.
Very strong. Okay, so you would look at Dallas money line. Do you want to get completely nuts and take a number on the Cowboys to make the playoffs?
Oh, no. Yeah. I did this today because, obviously you still have Detroit. You still got to play them, and then that matters. Carolina, who you already lost to, loses to San Francisco, so now you're clear of them because of the tie. The problem is that it's going to be really difficult to get ahead of San Francisco. You're going to have to get them to 6 losses, I think, because if you have the same amount of losses, obviously the tie hurts you there. But also San Francisco has got, I think they're like 8-2 now, or 7-2 against the NFC. They've got some crazy NFC record. It's really tough. It's going to be really, really difficult to get out and make the playoffs in the NFC as a wild card. And they're not going to win the division. They're too far back in the division. Detroit and Carolina, who's got the tiebreaker, and San Fran, it's just too much. I don't think I would take that. It's not high enough. If it was at 11 or 12 to 1 to make the playoffs, you could maybe talk me into it. Right now, they're going to struggle to get to 10 wins, and I think you need to have 10 wins to get in.
Okay, fair enough. RJ Choppy, our guest, 105.3 The Fan in Dallas. Last thing here in about 90 seconds. How would you evaluate Schottenheimer here, first year as a head coach with the Cowboys?
First year bumps and bruises. The fourth downs. I didn't hate the fourth downs that he did against Philadelphia. I hated the plays. I didn't hate the decision to go for it. It was on second down and 2, 3rd and 1. Why are you throwing it on 3rd and 1? Run the ball. Run the ball in there. And then to throw it on 4th down, too. I mean, run the ball a couple of times. Take your chances. You got a 240-pound quarterback. You got a running back who's played well. You got an offensive line that likes to run the football. He's been, I think, obviously, look, they had the death of Marshawn Nealand, and that was a very tough spot for this franchise to be in. He was the perfect guy. He's a culture guy. He's a family guy. I bet you he FaceTimed every single player that night that they found out. I guarantee you he did. That's the kind of guy he is. But, you are going to have some first-year coaching growing pains on the field especially when you're calling plays. It speeds up for you. So, I would grade him. He's met expectations. I thought he was going to be pretty decent. He's probably been about a B. Yeah. But there's room to improve there for sure.
Very good. You can follow RJ on X. He's at RJ Choppy. Catch him in the mornings on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas as well. Great spot as always, RJ. Thanks for the time. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Thank you.
There you go. And he was on the Progressive guest line. I haven't dabbled on the money line yet, but consideration for me.
Yeah. I think that total's too high as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I also agree with him that Schottenheimer's done a good job.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad overall. Win some, lose some coming up next. Another sport is changing right in front of us. This time of year will probably never be the same. This is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Check out Stormy and JBT on Money Moves, only on VSiN.
And maybe that's why they wouldn't, because they're the Giants and they don't do things that make sense.
Out of all these divisions, this is the one that I am the most curious about because I do think there are positive signs for the Bears.
They'll take you on a fun, fast-paced journey, weaving in everything you need to know to make an educated bet, while also not shying away from the excitement of a same-game parlay sweat. Money Moves, weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
All right, not much happened from a prop standpoint. An ugly game. First touchdown, Jennings 10-1. Alt under 40.5, 3-1. Never had a shot with the total.
So a lot of unders came in with the player props.
Yeah, from that standpoint, yes.
Yeah. That could be a good thing.
That's true. Pistons, 13 in a row. They won by 5. That ties a franchise record. They pick up another game on the Cavs. I jump in, guys. 1 seed, division. We got plus 450 in pocket. What a story.
How about this? Eastern Conference Finals matchup. You can bet this at a couple of books.
Uh-huh.
How about Raptors-Pistons?
No, that'd be crazy.
I mean,
Raptors keep winning, too.
Yeah.
Plus 3 to minus 1. And the under, 235.5 to 231. 110.99 Raptors. Nuggets-Grizzlies over, 232 up to 236. 125 to 115. Did you see Joker?
The half-court shot? Or?
Like a regular jumper from half court, nothing but net? He's incredible. Rockets Suns under, 232 to 223. 114.92 Rockets without Durant. Kings 4-1 on the money line. More on that coming up. Forgot to mention it yesterday. Ian Duncan does a great job updating this. The Washington Capitals goal in the first 10, 12 in a row. Got it again yesterday.
Damn, that's strong.
That is. Got a lot of good streaks. 12 in a row for the Caps. You got 11-1 overrun for Vancouver. The Maple Leafs played, 13, 14 straight overs?
Yeah.
The Islanders were on a run. There's a lot of good stuff in hockey. Seton Hall plus 260. You're catching 7.5. UC Davis, 6.5 up to 10.5. Won by 11. Bad for the books, Kai, but Arizona 28 up to 33. Won by 30. Toledo plus 5 down to 2. Won by 7. Bradley from 5 up to 9. Won by 24. Zagalicious. Gonzaga, Alabama over 172 up to 178.5. Zags by 10. Scored 95 points. In a move that just came down, a good move. The Red Sox acquired Sonny Gray.
I like it.
How about that rotation? Mm-hmm. Yes, subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com. Our radio and podcast friends, you always want to see these tweets and videos. You guys have done an excellent job the last couple months. Send them in. We'll put you on. This is our friend Mike Sanderson, who was in town from Seattle. He plays this deal draw frenzy game, and he got dealt aces in a kicker on the. It's just $10,000 on the bottom alone. Remember, he got dealt the Royal on this game, and it was $60,000. He showed us the pictures.
Yeah.
It's a weird game that's hard to find, and he popped it at the D over the weekend. $15,000
wow.
Soup to nuts. There it is. Look at that. See at the bottom? It says we win $10,000 on the bottom. It's a crazy game. If you get dealt something, it goes up big time in value. And he once got dealt the Royale with cheese, which $1 Royale's $4,000. He got $60,000. He also won the Derek's Corvette years ago when we met him when he was in the drawings. Good guy. All right, nice hit. How about this? Give me the volume up. Dog wants his favorite toy at the store. As the owner says, stop being dramatic. You can't have the toy, and then he shuts it down, starts howling, lays on the ground. Oh no, look at him. Look at him, just demoralized. No, you can't have it. He's grabbing for it. No.
Throws the head back like that.
Lays down, puts the head back, and starts howling. I can't get my way. Gotta get some of these. I was looking at this guy on Instagram. He takes all these American bullies to dog shows, and he's got 3 of them. Look at that dog. Awesome.
Bench presses 250 pounds, I think.
No kidding. Look at the guy behind him. Look at the guy on the right. Like, will you knock it off already? But also, look how low to the ground he is. Look at that fella. Great looking dogs. And he takes them to dog shows all the time. Got incredible videos there. Very good. Lose some Monday night, never chance. 45.5 up to 49.5 with a look ahead. Mavs Heat over 235.5 up to 241. I knew it! Hero comes back, jacks a ton of shots. Bam doesn't hit threes. They win the game, but it was low scoring. That guy is a chucker. Missouri, Kansas City over 146 up to 150. 2.5 no good. In Illinois from 27 up to 33.5. One bad beat. Timberwolves were laying 10. So if you had money line or anything, they did it again. They were up 8 with 2 minutes.
Yeah.
They blew it again. They were up 8 with 40 seconds over the weekend. Lost. They were up 8 with 2 minutes last night. They lost the game in overtime. They blew it in regulation. What is going on?
Something to monitor here with that team, with big leads, obviously, to get involved in play. That is disastrous to go back. How do you not have the team's full attention after you blew the Phoenix game?
How are you turning the ball over again?
Uh-huh.
Asinine. For the line move, sharp plays already there. Don't just follow the market, they help move it. They had Jennings' first touchdown last night. Advanced AI, trusted insider sources, active across NFL, NBA, MLB, and college hoops. We love them. Jeff's excellent. Been with Follow the Money since day one. The Mr. Poison shirts and tweets. Great sources. AI plays up 50 units. Sharpplays.com. Stay ahead of the line. Sharp Plays.
Well, Bowling Green got the ball back. One play, 87 yards, touchdown. They lead 13-0.
Are you kidding?
Not my guy either. It was a passing touchdown.
Oh, man.
So the guy I have a bet on, Austin Dendy, has 4 carries for 17 yards. There's a backup, Cameron Petaway. You could also bet on him. He was 33.5. He has a 34-yard carry.
All right.
To go over his prop already.
They're 24.5 in play.
What's the total here?
53.5.
They might get that on their own if they want it.
Just like UMass is, UMass just says that. Call it good. We go 0-12. That's it. Running clock, please. Running clock. Let's get out of here. Get ready for Thanksgiving.
Hey, don't be afraid. If you've never seen the movie, I believe it holds up well. It's the best or my favorite Thanksgiving movie ever made.
All right.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
All right.
How about this, Paul?
Good call. Those aren't 2 pillows.
It was released on this date 38 years ago.
Is that right?
What?
Wow.
38 years ago that movie came out?
You're killing me, Smalls.
Okay, and then there's also this, the action going on. You got these holiday tournaments. It's turning into one big tournament now because it's the Players' Era turning out here in Las Vegas. They're playing out here in Las Vegas in front of 0 people. Have you seen these stands? It's embarrassing. You have awesome teams out here and nobody's going to the games.
Yeah.
This is only the tip of the iceberg. Jeff Goodman with a tweet last night. This is going to be a 32-team field next year. It's going to be broken up into 3 different weeks in Las Vegas. 16 teams the first week, broken into 2 different 8-team events. 16 teams the second week. Again, 2 different 8-team events. In the third week, the winners of the first 2 weeks will advance. What are we doing here? Maui's just going to go bye-bye. Nobody's going to go out there and play anymore.
Yep.
What a disgrace. I know Wes Reynolds was talking about it earlier today from here on VSiN on X. He was complaining about it. I said it's a shame. So.
What do you expect in the Egg Bowl Friday? We're on the air Black Friday. We're looking forward to it. It'll be a great live betting show. So much going on. Bears, Eagles at the same time. Survivor implications, everything. But we'll pop the mics when we know what's going to happen, the outcome of the Egg Bowl. This is down to 7 now.
I expect Miss State to give him a game the entire time.
Yep.
With a chance to win it if they're not pulling away late.
I thought Pat Forty had a great line. The hatred and how much they're going to despise Lane Kiffin for the chance to go to the playoff, and either they win and he abandons them and can't coach them in the playoff, or even worse, because of the distraction and all his drama, they're not prepared and he's not focused and they lose the game and they don't make the playoff and then he leaves the next day. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're going to be livid.
Again, I will give you, here you go with the Bulldogs' home schedule this year against Arizona State, week number 2. ASU, they had playoff aspirations again this year. Got them 24-20. You can argue they probably shouldn't have won the game. Doesn't matter. They did. They covered. At home against Tennessee, final weekend of September. They lost 41-34 in overtime. Coulda, woulda, shoulda won the game. They played Texas on the 25th of October at home. Blew that one. They lost 45-38 in overtime. Georgia, they lost by 41-21. Those are all their home games. So that's the one, 20-point margin of victory there. Other than that, they were in or won or coulda won, shoulda won, whatever you want to phrase it like. Why is this going to be any different? Is Ole Miss better than any of those teams I just talked about?
Yeah.
The whole list? Absolutely not. So I think that this place is going to be, first of all, Saban talked about how the cowbells, the ringing is in your head for a week after you play there.
Yeah.
It's going to be the loudest environment. It's a day game, unfortunately for them, so it might not be all-time levels, but they're going to do whatever they can.
Well, writing's on the wall. We'll have an announcement and statement the day after the game. Well, if he was coming back, they would have announced he's coming back.
One would think.
So does he take the LSU job? And is he named the LSU coach the day after the game? ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And so remember this. When a kid opts out of a bowl game or all this and, this way, you got to be good. How do you sit there and these coaches just, you got to buy in. Every man, let's go as a team. And the guy's just going to up and leave.
Yeah. Well,
now the one thing too, Eric Morris is leaving North Texas to take the Oklahoma State job.
Right.
He will stay on because there's a good chance North Texas makes the playoff. He'll coach them throughout, kind of like the Scott Frost deal at UCF.
All right. Up next, early lines, Week 14 NFL. Dallas is at Detroit. Indy at Jacksonville. Pittsburgh plays Baltimore. The Bears and Packers play. The Chiefs host the